Imagine dying and no one in the world knows who you are. No name, no family, no past, just a body found in a quiet hotel room and a mystery that refuses to be solved even after decades. This is not a fictional story. This is a real case that has confused investigators and disturbed everyone who has ever heard about it. In the year 1995, a woman arrived in Oslo, Norway, a city known for its calm environment and peaceful surroundings. But what she brought with her was anything but ordinary. She walked into a hotel, well-dressed, composed, and confident. But there was something about her presence that felt unusual, something that people couldn't quite explain at the time. She approached the front desk, gave a name, completed the check-in process, and paid in cash, something that already made her stand out slightly in a time when most travelers use cards or proper identification. But still, nothing about her behavior was alarming enough to raise suspicion immediately. However, what no one knew at that moment was that the name she had provided was completely fake, an identity that did not exist anywhere in official records. The staff later described her as polite but distant. She didn't engage in unnecessary conversation, she didn't smile much, and she always seemed aware of her surroundings, as if she was constantly thinking, constantly observing, constantly calculating. During her stay, she spent most of her time inside her room, rarely stepping out, and whenever she did, her movements were quick and controlled, almost like she didn't want to be noticed by anyone. One staff member later recalled that she would open her door slightly and look both ways down the hallway before stepping out, as if she was making sure no one was watching her. Another mentioned that she appeared uncomfortable whenever someone tried to interact with her beyond basic communication. But it wasn't fear in the usual sense. It was something deeper, something more calculated, like she was hiding a secret or trying to avoid being recognized. Days passed and her behavior remained consistent, quiet, careful, distant, and then suddenly everything changed. The hotel staff began to notice that there had been no activity from her room for an unusual amount of time. No requests, no housekeeping calls, no response when they tried to reach her, and this silence slowly started turning into concern. Eventually, they decided to check on her, and when they entered the room, what they found was both simple and deeply disturbing at the same time. The woman was lying on the bed, completely still, lifeless, with no visible signs of struggle, no broken objects, no indication of forced entry, just a quiet room and a dead body. At first glance, it appeared to be a natural death, something that could be explained easily. But as soon as the investigation began, the situation took a completely different turn. The police started by looking for basic identification, something that could tell them who she was, where she came from, or who she was connected to. But there was nothing. No passport, no ID card, no personal documents, nothing at all. This alone was strange. But what made it even more unsettling was what they discovered next. Every label on her clothes had been carefully removed, not torn randomly, but intentionally cut out, as if someone had taken the time to erase any possible trace of where those clothes came from. This was not something that happens by accident. This was deliberate, planned, and precise. The investigators quickly realized that this was not going to be a normal case. They moved forward with fingerprint analysis, hoping that at least her prints would match some database. But there was no result. They checked national records across Norway, nothing. They expanded the search internationally, still nothing. It was as if this woman did not exist in any official system anywhere in the world. This discovery alone made the case incredibly unusual, because in modern society it is almost impossible for someone to leave absolutely no trace behind. Witnesses were then questioned in detail, and their statements only added more mystery to the situation. Some people claimed that she spoke multiple languages fluently, switching between them with ease, while others noticed that her behavior was extremely controlled, almost rehearsed, like she was trained to act a certain way in public. This led investigators to consider a possibility that sounded like something out of a spy thriller. Could she have been involved in intelligence work? Could she have been a spy operating under a false identity? The idea was not entirely impossible, especially considering the level of care taken to remove any identifying details, but there was no solid evidence to prove it. Other theories began to emerge as well. Some believe that she might have been running away from someone, possibly in danger, trying to disappear completely by erasing her identity. Others suggested that she had created a new life for herself, leaving behind her past intentionally, but something had gone wrong along the way. There were also those who thought that she might have been part of something much bigger, something hidden, something that ordinary people would never fully understand. As the investigation continued, more time passed, but no real answers were found. No missing person reports matched her description. No family members came forward. No friends, no connections, nothing. It was as if she had appeared out of nowhere, lived for a few days, and then disappeared forever without leaving a single clue about who she really was. Years turned into decades, and the case slowly became one of the most mysterious, unsolved cases of its kind. Even with advancements in technology, even with modern databases and improved investigation methods, her identity remains unknown to this day. Think about that for a moment. A person lived, interacted with the world, was seen by people, spoken to by hotel staff, walked through hallways, slept in a room, and yet, after her death, no one in the world could say who she was. No one could claim her. No one could recognize her. No one could connect her to any past. It's almost as if she existed outside the system, outside normal reality, and then vanished just as mysteriously as she appeared. And even now, the same questions continue to haunt investigators and anyone who comes across this case. Who was she? Where did she come from? And most importantly, what was she trying to hide? And this is just one of many stories that will make you question everything you thought you knew. Stories that don't just end, they stay with you. So if you enjoy mysteries like this, the kind that make you think and leave you unsettled long after the video ends, make sure to subscribe because there's a lot more coming. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.